You're here with me, Jen, the Taxidermy Witch, and we are talking about hags. What is a hag? What is an old hag? Like when I was a kid and I heard the word hag, my parents used to say, "Oh, she's an old hag," or something like that. And to me, it meant an old woman who was like a spinster, like never got married and just lived on her own and never came out of the house really, and when she did, like, she was kind of crooked, kind of like this video, sorry. I should fix it. Okay, so, hag, and she had, like, bad teeth, kind of like I do. I have an old hag tooth. And it's because I didn't wear my retainer. And, you know, like, I never really applied witch to it when I was a kid, because my parents just said, like, she's an old hag or something like that. So let's figure out what it is, you know. We're going to talk about hags and hagstones. First, we're going to talk from the Witch Book by Raymond Buckland. And here we go. Hag. Term sometimes applied to the crone aspect of the triple goddess. She represents wisdom, although at times she can be terrible, as when she is in character as the gateway to death. Rosemary Gilly suggests that the origin of the term may be found in the Egyptian Hek, who was matriarchal ruler of predecessing times, who knew the words of power from the Old Norse. There is a hagi, or sacred grove, and haggis, or hag's dish, which is a mixture of origins of meat that is still served today. Have you guys had haggis? If you live in the UK, I'm sure you have. Haggis, you either love it or hate it, from what I know. But has nothing to do with the hag, does it? I don't know. Maybe it's what they thought that she ate. In Scottish witchcraft, the goddess Cailleach, the mother of all, was often depicted as a hag with the teeth of a bear or the tusks of a wild boar. She was reputed to be a great worker of spells. Fragmentary accounts survive of how she is created the earth, fashioning the hills and the lochs, the valleys and the mountains in Scotland. Also is the New Year custom of Hogmanay, which stems from the pagan Yule celebration. Hogmanay comes from Hogmanay, or Hag's Moon, signifying the last night of the old year. Couples and females would celebrate the night together, masking a point of not parting till after midnight, which they would do so with a kiss. Okay. Reading. Sorry, you can't see my face. Oh, maybe I could do it like this. Like a teacher. Barbara Walker says that hag originally meant holy woman. Yes! I am an old holy woman. Barbara Walker, yeah, okay. In Greece, she became Hecate. I really want to get into Hecate because Lady Gravedancer inspired me too, and I know that she's a very powerful goddess to work with. So in the future I will be doing something like that, I'm sure. Hecate, the Queen of the Dead. Which would be good for me, Hecate, Queen of the Dead, because I work with dead animal spirits, dolls, spirits, etc. As such, she wore a veil over her face so that no one would know the manner of their death. Old High German issues Hag Azusa, or moon priestess, to describe the wise woman, while in the 16th century, hag was synonymous with fairy. Robert Grove speaks of the hag of the mill, which he says is another name for the white goddess, and states that Greeks call her Alphido, goddess of the barley flour. In England, a hag is a hedge enclosed to a field or pasture, and it also is a term applied to a cut-like gap of a ravine or mountain. This latter may be because of its serpent-like meandering. In England, there is a mound named Hagpen, where hag meant serpent and pen meant hill. It seems possible that hag could mean both serpent and dragon. Hag is a name for the slime eel, a snake-like fish related to the lamprey. These meanings are related to the beliefs that the serpent represents earth energy, as seen in ley lines and so-called dragon lines. There would then seem to be a correlation between hag, serpent, and earth mother. Excellent information to remember, so I'm highlighting that. Hag. Correlation between hag, serpent, and earth mother, okay? And then here is a picture of the hag that they've got going in here. It's cool. I love this art. And then I'll read the snippet on hagstone right below. Hagstone. I've not got one yet, but the closest thing I've got... So I hear you're supposed to find them yourself in nature. Like, if you want to get a hagstone, it's something that shouldn't be given to you. It should... something you should find yourself. But the closest thing I have... Eleanor, may I? Okay, fine. She says I can, but she wants to be shown. Here's Eleanor, if you didn't see her. She carries a little rock in her mouth. And, she always wants to be on videos. I'm clear audience with her, and she talks a lot. Okay. So this is a stone, but it's got some holes in it, but it doesn't have one that goes all the way through. So, a hagstone is a stone that has a hole that goes all the way through and was worn away by, like, nature, you know, like water or rocks or just nature over time, long periods of time. And I've also heard you can use a hagstone to look through and look for fairies. I don't know if it'll say that in either of these books, but yes. A stone with a natural hole through it. As an amulet, it is much in demand by pagans and Wiccans because it symbolizes the female principle or great mother. It was, however, once used as protection against witches. See, that's what I'm saying. These normal people using witchcraft to protect themselves against witches. What? Okay. It was, however, used once as protection against witches during the time when it was thought that they would steal horses. Again, back to the horses. I did a horse video. Check that out. I did that this morning. Steal horses and use them to ride to the Sabbats. When they returned the next morning, the horses were always covered in sweat and completely worn out. To prevent each theft, a hagstone was hung from an iron nail at the stable as protection. And didn't we say in the horseshoe video that they hung a horseshoe to protect from... Yeah. Just, yeah. Hagstone was also considered protection from attacks by an incubus or succubus. A hagstone was placed under one's pillow, held both creatures at bay. So, if you don't know what an incubus or a succubus is, I should do a video on that, maybe next. I can tell you quickly what an incubus is. An incubus is a, like, mythical creature that comes and, has sexual relations with women without their knowing in the middle of the night. Terrible, awful, 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 awful! So yeah, keep yourself away from those. And a succubus, I don't know the exact definition, so we'll have to look that up. See, I'm learning with you guys, and I love that about this channel, because I'm always asking, like, please give me information, y'all, and let's make this, like, more awesome and more awesome and more better. I pray that one of these days I never ever catch my dreads on fire. Okay, and in this book by Raven G, Encyclopedia of Witchcraft, Wicca, da-da-da. She just talks about hagstones, so she's got kind of a picture of one here. Most times when you find hagstones, though, from what I've seen, they have one or more, or like lots of like grinding bits on them. Lots of little almost holes. Hagstone is a stone with a hole through it believed to fend off spirits of the dead. In European folklore, the stone keeps the evil hag spirit away, preventing her from stealing horses and children. The hagstone was a favorite talisman employed by the cunning folk against the evil eye. Okay. The hold stone has long been associated with fairies in Italian witchcraft. Awesome! We've never talked about Italian witchcraft so far. If you know anything about Italian witchcraft, let me know. Like any good books or resources or videos, please let me know. Interested in that. In Italy, it is called a holy stone. Such a stone is considered to be a doorway or a key to the doorway into the fairy kingdom. Yes! My next fairy offering, which is, I do fairy offerings, big ones, every Monday, and I do the videos for you guys. I'm going to be asking for them to give me a hagstone in my foragings, my nature walks, etc. I'm going to be asking them for that. Because I want a little key to the fairy kingdom. I put that door in my garden for them to come through, and I think they've shown up as white peacocks. Last night, me and Alex were feeding them cat food and bread on the little roof that I sit on and meditate. It was so cool. They've just been hanging around, and I firmly believe, and the Holly Witch too, says that I'm not nuts by thinking that those white peacocks are the fairies that came through my fairy door that I put in my garden. Yeah. Awesome stuff. So, I think I said it all, did I? No. Such a stone is considered to be a doorway, a key, or a key to the doorway into the fairy kingdom. In Italian folk magic, these stones have the power to bind a fairy to one's service for a period of time. I would never do that. That's just my opinion, but yeah, that would be like having a genie in a bottle, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. She is hilarious. She laughs at my jokes. Okay, so anyway, that was about hags and hagstones, and I want to know if you guys have found hagstones. Tell me your story of how you found it. If you've purchased one or something, or one was gifted to you, like, just tell me anything you know about them so that we can just all learn from each other. Grow this community. Let's fill up the the comments, you guys. And what are we talking about next? Maybe Incubus. Who knows? Who knows? Thanks for coming and joining me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, so that we could talk about witchcraft together. It's just so radical. Have a beautiful day, you guys.